Welcome to the Infamous Ghost Podcast.
I'm Josiah,
I'm Celis.
and this is where we give you our weekly perspectives of pop culture, sports, entertainment.
Josiah, man, what's going on with you, bro?
What's going on? Shit. Nothing new going on in my life. Just working. I'm still building my resume, honestly. I still ain't got that shit done. Like, we just graduated college, y'all don't know. And now I feel like this is the toughest part about being like a post-grad graduate. Building a resume and getting your name out there in the field you want to do, you know?
Because now it's time to, like, all that time you put in school, now it's time to see what all that time was for, and now you got to, like, make something of it. But, like, I think don't put a timeline on yourself, man, because that's how motherfuckers get stressed out. They put deadlines on their goals and think, like, oh, if I don't reach that goal by this certain point, I failed.
Yeah, like I ain't really got a deadline, but I haven't stressed myself out about this. So I'm thinking like, all right, I know I'm procrastinating on it. I know I'm bullshitting on it. But at the same time, it's just like, I got my whole life to figure this out. Like, what am I stressing about?
Bro, I've been procrastinating on filling out my fucking, because I plan on going back to school. So I've been procrastinating on filling out the fucking application. I just turned my FAFSA in the day before the deadline was due.
Bro, I did the same thing. Like, that's FAFSA shit complicated.
Man, because I just hate filling shit out, man. Like, the whole process of just filling shit out annoys me. I wish I could just have somebody do that for me. So, I'm still getting that done, but nothing really new with me, man. I think just been taking this time to really focus on the podcast and, like, see what new avenues can we reach and, like, what new fans we can reach, man. And just try to do things on the podcast and, like, create better content to keep growing.
Yeah, because we've been trying new things. We've been reviewing different type of movies and TV shows, having different type of guests. And we talk about things in the future that we gonna touch on at the end of this episode. So stay tuned. Me and Celis got a big announcement, two big announcements at the end of this episode. So we can get into that end of this episode. So stay tuned.
Yeah. Lot of big things coming y'all way, man. I'm excited, bro. I'm excited.
Right. But you want to tell them why we're here now?
Yeah, man. Today we hit a review a movie that it might be a little different from what we typically review. It's something I grew up on. I enjoyed it since I was a little kid, and that's Indiana Jones, man. And today we're reviewing Indiana Jones: The Dial of Destiny, the final movie in the Indiana Jones franchise. And man, honestly, bro, I was pretty happy when I left the theater. It was a pretty good movie to me. I'm waiting for you to shit on it, man. I'm waiting for you to shit on it.
I'm not gonna shit on it. I'm not gonna shit on it. Listen. I'm gonna give my honest opinion. Okay.
Okay.
It wasn't a good watch.
It wasn't.
No, it was not. Like, I don't recommend. I do not recommend it.
Why not?
To the next person. One, I feel like they just relied on too much nostalgia. And it's like the CGI scenes was not great. The fighting scenes was not great. The chasing scenes were not great. Like, a lot of the acting was not great.
What?
A lot of the one-liners was not great. And it was just not a great movie overall. Like, what I mean by one-liners, when Indiana Jones said, I don't believe in magic, but my time, I seen a thing or two. It's not what you believe, it's how hard you believe. What the fuck does that mean?
Nigga, it means what it says. Have you not? Well, to give perspective, this is Josiah's first time ever seeing the Indiana Jones movie, so he don't know the backstory. He don't know anything. I had to convince him to go see this, y'all. He said he don't want to see no old white man crack a whip, but I talked him into going to go see it. So y'all seeing his bias against it right now.
It's not bias. No.
I'm gonna give an honest perspective of what the film did good and what the film did bad at.
And me too. I came in there with an open mind, not knowing the background of this franchise. So I don't have a bias against it. I went in there as a free soul, and I'm gonna give you my honest opinion. It wasn't a good watch.
All right. Let them know the plot, man.
Daredevil archaeologist Indiana Jones races against time to retrieve a legendary dial that can change the course of history. Accommodated by his goddaughter, he soon to find himself squaring off against Jurgen Voller, a former Nazi who works for NASA.
Yeah, man.
Apparently um he apparently sent Neil Armstrong to the moon in this movie.
So damn, dude. Oh yeah, he worked for NASA in that in the first moon landing. Yeah, because it was like yeah, a part of this was based in the '60s. But yeah, in that beginning, we see that Indiana Jones is captured by the Nazis and because he tried to retrieve a stolen artifact from them. And man, no, I don't get it. You said them CGI scenes was bad, bro. No, that was some of the best de aging I've seen since The Irishman, and that's a Martin Scorsese movie he did with Robert De Niro and Joe Pesci and Al Pacino, and they all were de aged down to like 30, 40 years old, and they all in their 70s and 80s.
Yeah, I give it that first like 20 minutes. That was a good watch. That really got me hooked on. I'm not gonna lie. The first 20 minutes of the film was a good watch, even down to the CGI. The CGI was decent. Wasn't great, but it was
What
good.
have we seen better de aging than that? Because Harrison Ford is 82 years old, and they made him look like Indiana Jones from the 80s. That was man to me. That was the best de aging I've seen. Because the only other movies to try that are Marvel movies, and they didn't really do a good job.
And what films?
It was not Infinity War. It was Civil War. They did it with Tony Stark when he like recreated like his last conversation with his parents or what he wished what his last conversation of his parents. I think he de-aged to like 17 years old or some shit.
Okay. Oh yeah. I know what you're talking about. But
Yeah.
yeah, you want to talk about that? Yeah, keep talking about that scene.
Yeah, like in that scene, we introduced the Basil Shaw, another archaeologist who a teacher at Oxford, Indy's friend, one of his closest friends, and and like you just see them tied up and stuff, and then you see Indiana Jones in full Nazi uniform because I guess he's trying to blend in with them. But man, when they took that bag off the head, that big reveal, man, I was like, whoa, that actually looked like Harrison Ford. But then the other Nazi agent, the scientist, what's his name, Jurgen Vollen.
Yep.
Yeah, he played by Mads Mikkelsen, and man, he was a good ass villain in this movie.
And that was they use a CGI on his face too.
Did they? I don't think
Or
they
you
did.
think that was just makeup?
Yeah, that was makeup because because his like time jump wasn't really that much as Harrison Ford's was. They didn't really have to de-age him. Yeah, I think they just made his hair darken and threw some makeup on him. Man, that train sequence, bro. I'm telling you, like you said, the first 20 minutes, this whole cold opening was just like high pack action, and like it just had you hooked from the start because that train sequence when the Nazi and Harrison Ford, Indiana Jones were fighting on top of the train, and he was trying to stab him, man, like I said, that was the visual effects, but that was definitely on point. Some of the the best I've seen in an Indiana Jones movie, man. James Mangold was doing his thing.
I mean, you really got to give a lot of credit to modern day technology, honestly.
Yeah,
because just think about when the Indiana Jones first come out.
1982.
Like they really didn't have a lot to work with,
And the budgets were smaller too. I think they made like the old Indiana Jones movies on like 20, $30 million budgets, and this one had a $300 million budget.
so they had a lot to work with.
But man,
and,
like
they did what they could.
Like you said, but still, when you saw that Indiana Jones had the dowel on top of the train, he trying to take it from him and couldn't, and then he got like whacked on by incoming, like it was like an incoming tunnel or something, I believe, or a sign, and got knocked off the train. And then you just see all them planes and stuff shooting at the train, bro. That whole sequence, I was just like, dang, they really raising the stakes for this Indiana Jones movie. But now, fast forward 25 years later, it's 1969, and he woke up in his apartment. And did you know, like, the neighbor that woke him up with that loud music, he was celebrating the astronauts coming back from Apollo 11.
Really? Damn, how'd you catch that?
Because he was watching it on the TV. And he was also playing the Beatles' Magical Mystery Tour, which is a famous famous track from that time during the war, because that was when the Vietnam War was going on.
Damn, that shit went right over my head. I would have never pieced that together, to be honest.
Yeah, it was a lot of modern things hidden within this movie.
Okay, so honestly, my thoughts on that scene, I thought Indiana Jones was some type of like hero that people looked up to. And this scene right here He looked like an old drunk, honestly. He
Yeah,
looked like he
yeah,
just ready to crash out.
yeah. We see that. Well, we learned that he divorced from Mary. We learned that his son died, Mutt Williams from the last one, Indiana Jones Jr. We learned that he died in the Vietnam War. So pretty much he lost everything, and he just depressed, man. Because you see, he working at a smaller college. Because if you watch Crystal Skull, you know he got fired from his last job. So now he working a dead end job, and this is his retirement day. And they threw him a little retirement party on his last day, but then he go to a bar to drink with his sorrows, and that's when he meet up with. Well, he ran into Helena Shaw, Basil Shaw's
Okay.
daughter.
All right, before we get into her character, what did you think of them replacing Indiana Jones Jr. with her? Because I feel like if they wrote Indiana Jones Jr. into
Nah, they
the,
didn't. They I don't think they didn't replace him. I mean, if you know what's going on with Shia LaBeouf, you know there's a lot of controversy surrounding him, so they really couldn't bring him back. So that character pretty much got written out. So they needed another tag along character.
I mean, they should have just recasted Shia LaBeouf.
Nah, if you watch the last one, you will know he carried that movie. So yeah,
You
I
could
don't
bring
think.
in like a
Nah,
Tom
I don't think
Holland
nobody.
or
I mean, it for this story, it made sense how they read him out because Mutt Williams was that kind of character. He would have went to the war to fight for his country because he wanted to be a soldier. So yeah, when they said he died in Vietnam, I'm like, okay, that's actually a pretty clever way to write that character off. But when you see him talking to Elena Shaw in the bar, you learn that she looking for the dial of destiny, and she know that Indiana Jones got one piece of it. So at first he like you know that thing drove your dad crazy that made him die basically. And she like I don't really care. Like I'm an archaeologist too. I'm a student. Whatever. We learned that. Then they go back to university where you see he actually got one of the pieces to that dial. But she also followed by the NASA agent, aka the Nazi, Jurgen.
right. And there was another character that was working for the CIA, a
I
black
think it's
character, which is crazy. Her name was Mason. They don't show her last name.
no CIA agent Mason. I think that's the white guy with the mustache. Is it?
No, no, that's Cabler.
Oh, that's Cabler.
I don't know
Okay.
if I'm pronouncing that right.
Oh man, all
Yeah,
I know is she called him a cracker,
but
and
yeah,
I started cracking up.
yeah. But I really like that because this is based in 63, right?
69.
And fucking oh, 69. Okay. I was still in the 60s. Oh shit. So that shows you Jim Crow's just ended. So you see black people liberated, getting put in higher
Mhm.
power, higher
Affirmative
places of
action.
power and top political.
What's
Yeah,
affirmative action put in the
exactly. So
69? Yeah, it
that's a
might.
good question.
I don't even know, man. I failed history class the first year. Let me stop. But oh, I lost my notes. Hold on.
But yeah, we see them talking in a library, and she slip up and say, "What does she say? I knew you want to destroy it." And then that's what Indiana Jones pieces together. Like, you're really not here to see me.
Mm-hmm.
You here with the agenda. What is you really here for?
Yep. And then that's when you see the bad guys pop up, and then they try to attack them. Man, like they was some cold blooded motherfuckers. They was killing teachers.
Man, well, like no hesitation. They was going through offices. You see, the CIA agent, she ain't want no part of that. She like, yo, we keeping it civil. He said, fuck, but they Nazis, so like,
Man,
fuck it.
Man, he said no witnesses.
He
Yeah,
admit that shit.
that's crazy, man.
But you see, after he shoot one of the teachers there, Elena, she get away. Damn, is that her name?
She left. Yeah, Helena. She left his
Helena.
ass.
Yeah, she got away. She was like, yo, I'll explain to you later. Bye-bye. I'm on my own mission now. And then you see Harrison, Indiana Jones touch one of the dead teachers. Now he got her blood on his hands. He tried to pick up the phone, call the police.
Mm-hmm.
Now it looked like he did it. So
yeah, but that and then we get one of the best chase scenes in the Indiana Jones series. Man, that horseback riding chase scene was so raw to me, man. The cinematography for that was so cold. Man, that was a good ass chase scene to me.
it was
You see him going through the subway. You see him jumping through tunnels, running on the tracks, bro. Like, how was them chase scenes weak? You said the chase scenes was bad.
This one was all right, I'll say, but it's like a horse through the subway, and it's like, come on, we in a parade? Isn't parades flooded with police officers?
Bro, if we putting logic into movies, bro, that every movie from I want to say like 2012 to 2023 getting canceled out if we applying logic to shit. Every movie, man. But like I said, yeah, that cinematography for that was beautiful, man. With everything with the crowds, you see, it was rallies being held against the war because this was when that whole big thing was going on with with them being against the Vietnam War.
Okay. And one of my favorite parts from that scene is when he shot the gun up in the air, then everybody got down. I don't know why, I just like that scene a lot. And then he said, shit, he got on that horse, got going.
It was a lot of extras for that shit, man. I know a lot of people got paid for that. So yeah, like you said, when the blood was on the hands, on that phone, and then because he touched the teacher, so now he a fugitive. So he followed Helena, and then that's when we realized that she in it for her own reasons because she sells artifacts that she steals. She sells like ancient artifacts. That's how she makes her money.
Okay. Which is weird to me. Like, before we go on to that scene, how is he a fugitive and still catching planes to cross the country?
Bro, Indiana Jones, bro. You gotta realize this is the '60s. You not hopping on a plane at an airport, boy. You gotta know a person. Hey, can you fly me here? They personal planes.
I thought,
They not no PJs. They actually like one to two person planes they flying in.
oh damn, I thought he was
Yeah,
just on
that's
a
the
regular
'60s.
airplane.
Different times, man. Different times.
Okay. Okay, but yeah. So we get into that scene. I actually like the little monologue in that scene. Because, Indiana Jones come in, and at the same time, the Nazis come in, and they started debating on the artifact of the table.
Mm-hmm.
Then Helena, she was like, I stole it for you, you stole it for him, and now I'm selling it to them. It's capitalism.
Bro,
Damn.
that's why I said it was a lot of hidden stuff. It was a lot of hidden stuff in this movie that it could go over people's heads, but I like how James Mangold blended the like, well, what were the modern times at that time with this movie?
Yeah. And I guess I'll admit I forgot most of the time this was based in the 60s. I ain't gonna say most of the time, some of the time. This is based in the
Nah,
60s.
most of the time, nigga.
So I was expecting more modern day, sequences from this movie. But
Nah,
but
that's why I said, man, you gotta think like a lot of stuff wasn't created during that time. So what you saying is basically them niggas just using what they got. They don't have no technology. They just going off of instinct.
facts. But I don't know, like at this point in the movie, you just keep seeing we run into different problems every time. Because
Cause
it started off.
they all going after the same thing. They all going after the Dial of Destiny, and they was on their trails every time. So every time
Yeah.
they thought they had the one up, boom, here come the Nazis.
Uh-huh. Because like you see, it all started off with Indiana Jones and Elena getting chased by Nazis. Then next you know, Indiana Jones is a fugitive. Next you know, they in somewhere what you said, Greece in a chase. And then next thing you know, Helena ex-boyfriend is chasing her. It's
Yeah, man.
like it
Yeah,
been
and
one
then
thing is another in this movie.
yeah, but I like when we when they I think it was when they go to Greece and then they meet Ronaldo, Antonio Banderas. He made a cameo in this movie. Yeah, and he get them the sea stuff they need to do that deep dive because the I think it's the second or third piece of the dial is in the water. It's the second piece. It's deep down in the Mediterranean Sea. Bro, that scene was cold as hell. That whole deep dive scene, I enjoyed that.
I'm not gonna lie, I was nodding off by that.
That was the best part of the movie to me, man. You just see both of them go underwater, super deep. The visual effects for that was crazy, man. That looked like Harrison Ford doing his own stunts for that too. But like, yeah, you see them go to the bottom of the sea and just grab the dial, and then that's when the Nazis ambushed them. They killed Ronaldo.
But yeah, she took a little false deal with Jurgen and then show Indiana dynamite, baby. And then she ended up blowing him up. And you see as they getting away, they all laughing like, yeah, we got out of it, but at the same time, they just killed his friend. It's like he ain't find it funny at all, and I really like that, and it really showed his seriousness in that movie, and
Mm-hmm.
he kind of showed his age to me, like
How?
like
I think they was planning on age this whole movie. They didn't run from it.
yeah, they did. You're right.
Like you definitely see that all these experiences have weighed on him because he reevaluating his life and the choices he made, and he just regretful. A lot of regret going on with this Indiana Jones. I think he didn't even want to get back into the life. Helena dragged him back into it. She put him in the middle of all this. So at that point, he was like, "This is not funny. This is all your fault." And I think that's when
Nice.
you saw a character turn in her.
Yeah, yeah, kind of. Because at first I didn't really like her character,
Yeah, me
honestly.
either.
Like once I saw her true colors, like what she was really about, I didn't really like her. But she came around at the end.
But yeah, I want to skip forward a little bit. Yeah, they get the third piece from uh Sicily. It was like the grave of Archimedes or something. And then that's when you see the Nazis come to get him again. They run into him again, and then you get another little like chase sequence. But this time the Nazis get the third piece and they end up putting it all together, and they hop off on a plane. Indiana Jones and Helena follow them, but the little boy Teddy also follows in one plane riding that motherfucker by himself. I was like, what the fuck? This nigga like 13, 14.
Hey, he figured out how to fly it, and the whole time he had the actual pilot in the back. But I thought that scene was funny.
Hell yeah, that was a good ass scene, man. Like, man, that like I said, the visual effects for this movie on point. Like, man, this is definitely the biggest budget they have for an Indiana Jones movie. And they went all out. They went as big as they can because at first I didn't even understand the type of power the Dial of Destiny had, but when he put it all together, and then Indiana Jones was like, and then I realized he said he wanted to go back to 1939 to kill Hitler because hopefully a new leader would come forward and then lead the Germans to victory. So that was his whole plan. And then you see him put it together, try to set the time thing to go back in time. But Indiana Jones say, you fucked up the continental. You didn't think about the continental drift. And then they go back to like 232 BC and the siege of Syracuse.
Yeah, and you see like the Romans and was it the Romans?
Ah,
Yeah, all them.
I ain't paying attention to history class, man.
But I kind of like that scene though, because you see they got fucking what do you call them things? Not almost call them
Spears.
slingshots. Nah, yeah, they got spears. They got like just old school ships and stuff. And I feel like they was the visual effects for that scene and the creativity
Especially when
was
they threw
on
a
point.
spear, especially when they threw a spear through the plane. That was what I
Mm-hmm.
said because you
They're
see
like, yeah, we must take down the dragon.
you see them take down the Nazi plane and blow them niggas up. And then Indiana Jones and Helena get out by parachutes. But you see, he also shot too. And he wanted to stay there. He told her, leave me here. Like, I forgot what he said in that last monologue, but man, I thought it was a wrap for Indiana Jones after that. I'm like, damn, they really gonna leave my boy back in time and close out his story like that. I thought it was a wrap. Then you see Helena knock his ass out. Said, nah, you can't do that. 'Cause that's when you saw her character arc switch, man. You just seen that. Oh, because usually she would have left his ass behind because the little boy was in the plane waiting on him. He's like, come on, let's go.
Well, I feel like she been through a lot because one, she already lost her dad,
Mm.
and Indiana Jones is her godfather, so they was already close with each other.
And she was like, you all
And
I
I feel
got.
like, mm-hmm.
Man. What do you think about the whole time travel sequence when you see them going through the clouds both of them times? Did you like how they they handled time travel in this? Like the way they do it going up in the sky and like adrift in the clouds like that created a portal. I think
that was creative. I'm not
yeah,
gonna lie because I never seen nothing like that before.
yeah.
But I really didn't understand the the
Con
continual
noodle.
drift.
And con
Fuck
noodles
you. What
sound
am I
good as
trying to?
fuck. Con noodles with some hot sauce, man. Fuck.
You a troll. The
The continuity.
yeah, the continuity. Yeah, I
Yeah,
don't really understand that.
I like I said it too. I didn't understand the powers of the dial, but then like later in the movie, I pieced together. They was like, "Oh, you could change the course of time." When I'm like, oh, "Okay, so you could travel through time." And honestly, that was a creative way of time travel because a lot of the other ways you see time travel in movies, they got a car like Back to the Future, or they got some type of magical ship, or they got something that create a portal like in Avengers. Like, so I wasn't mad at this because you see them in the plane in the sky and they create the portal in the sky that they go through.
Yeah, like I said, it was creative. It was different. That's why I was really mad. I'm like, all right, cool. I seen worse. So,
Yeah.
but how bad this movie was, that was a good step up.
He talking about bad. Wow. I think the writing for this movie was on point. Only thing I didn't like was probably, I don't know. Honestly, like it wasn't really too much bad in this movie. I feel like it could have been paced a little better. Like when I say paced, I feel like some scenes were dragged out, or like some parts of the story were dragged out where it could have been like maybe cut short a little bit. But I think they added a lot of shit in here for dramatic reasons. But that was the only bad I saw about it. But like, man, the ending was perfect to me. And it don't get any better than that because you see Indiana Jones wake up, he got the bullet wound. Then you see Marion walk in. Marion from the Raiders of the Lost Ark, Indiana Jones, Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. This is his wife, his ex-wife. You see her pop up and start putting in groceries, and that scene was sad. Well, not even sad. It was touching. It was moving. What you think?
Well, it was a graceful ending for him. I'll say that. Because you saw at the beginning of the movie, you can literally see the depression in his whole demeanor, in his apartment, in his face, and all that. And then you see her, you see he in disbelief. So I feel like this is a good ending for him. They did a good job writing that out.
I like the little homage they paid to Raiders of the Lost Ark in the end, man, because you see them kissing each other. She's like, it still hurts here or here. Man, that last little scene, I'm like, all right, that was just perfect. The perfect ending to their story. Because nothing's changed. They both always gonna end up together. But what would you rate this movie overall?
I'm be generous. I'm giving it a solid 6 out of 10.
6? Man,
I'm giving it a 6 out of 10.
I think I would give this a 7.5 or 8. I'm leaning towards 8. I think it was good, man. Visual effects was the writing was perfect. I love the ending when you see it going all to black and then it makes a circle on the hat, and he grabs the hat. So it's like, oh no, I'm not hanging it up yet. Look, man, everything about this movie just gave the Indiana Jones feel. And James Mangold, he took it a new direction and it gave you that Spielberg feel, but also he brought his own flavor to it. So
I disagree respectfully. Respectfully.
I mean, we when we watch movies, we go in it with different perspectives of what we expect of the movie.
Sellers is an 80-year-old trapped in a 22-year-old body.
Man, I appreciate film. I appreciate great screenwriting. I appreciate great performances. That's what the story is the most important thing in a movie. If it's a shitty story, it's not gonna be a good movie. All right, y'all, before we get up out of here, me and Josiah got a special announcement for y'all. We will be attending Flashback Weekend in Chicago, August 4th through the 6th. This is a horror convention. I'm very excited. There's going to be appearances from people like Dick Warlock, the original Michael Myers in Halloween 2, Kane Hodder, he played Jason in 4 of the Friday the 13th movies, Alex Vincent, the original Andy Barclay from Child's Play, man, and many more people like Skeet Ulrich, the original killer from the original Scream movie. Jamie Kennedy, he was in the Scream movie. Also, one of my favorite movies, Malibu's Most Wanted. Don't be hating. Man, I'm so excited, man. This is going to be a lit convention. We're going to be covering it the entire weekend.
And that's not all either, because the following weekend from August 10th to August 13th, we will be attending Fan Expo Chicago, doing more vlogs, doing more Q&As with celebrities, going to more panels, and seeing special appearances from guests such as Michael J. Fox from Back to the Future, Zachary Levi from Shazam, Christopher Lloyd from the Addams Family and Back to the Future. Who else we got? We got Andy Sykes from the Lord of the Rings series. We even got Danny Trejo from Def Jam, Fight for New York.
Man, Danny Trejo, come on, he in a lot of legendary movies outside of that.
Yeah, he is. But I grew up on that game, so that's why I originally know him.
Yeah, Christina Ricci, the original Wednesday Addams. Sam Raimi, the director of the original Spider-Man trilogy, my favorite Spider-Man movies. Man, there's gonna be a lot of people there. I'm excited, man. I'm gonna get my Back to the Future poster signed by Marty McFly, by Michael J. Fox and Christopher Lloyd. Leah Thompson's gonna be there. She played Lorraine in Back to the Future as well. Tom Wilson, he gonna be there. Anthony Michael Hall from The Breakfast Club. Man, I'm excited. I'm gonna get him. I'm gonna get him to sign my Weird Science poster. Cause that movie a classic. If you know, you know.
But yeah, I'm excited for both weekends. And they back to back, so just be expect a lot of content. Content.
A lot of content, man. With this back to back weekends, it's gonna be a lot of fucking work. But I'm excited, man. Like this is. And y'all was fucking with the last convention content. We had so much fun just covering it, and I think this is only gonna help us get our name out there more.
Yeah, because now that we got a little experience with cons, we kind of know how to navigate it now. We kind of like,
we went in there with no game plan last time. We was just freelancing.
Literally, everything you see was literally improvised.
Yeah, we definitely didn't have a plan, but hey, it all came together. Man, that's my favorite video still to this day. I can watch that shit over and over.
Man, it's just shit. It's
even though Josiah said I highly doubt y'all go to conventions.
Man. Fuck. Hey, I'll make sure I write a script this time.
Yeah, all of that dialogue was hella improvised. No, we said that shit off the dome.
Off the top.
Nah, but the horror convention, we definitely got to get some photo ops, man, because it's gonna be people that are from legendary horror movies, like man, Kane Hodder, the OG Jason. What? That's what I'm.
Shit, I'm gonna bring my own fucking Jason fucking costume. I ain't gonna lie.
What you mean?
I'm gonna machete and everything.
You gonna wear one?
Hell yeah.
That's gonna be raw as hell, man. Shit, you got to. That nigga big as hell too. I'm excited, man. It's gonna be so many people at that horror convention, bro. The cast of Scream, bro. That's some people I'm looking forward to meeting, man. I'm thinking about like the posters I plan to get signed. I'm gonna have Dick Warlock sign my Halloween poster. I'm gonna have Alex Vincent and Elise Neal sign my Child's Play 2 poster, and yeah, I'm gonna get my Back to the Future poster signed definitely. Shit, probably get a Weird Science poster signed, man. I'm about to come back with so many autographs. It's about to be crazy. Man, that Back to the Future one gonna be worth some money. I was looking on eBay, niggas was paying like 2-3 bands for a signed Back to the Future poster.
You know, eBay, you can go to the sold category and see how much they sold for.
Selling for like 2-3 bands. All right, that's gonna do it for us today, y'all. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Follow us on Facebook and YouTube at Infamous Ghost Podcast, and you can follow us on Instagram at Infamous Ghost Pod.
And you can follow us on Twitter and TikTok at Infamous Ghosts. Until then, we see y'all next time.
Peace.